Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with a mighty Jingles, and I have a very, very impressive replay for you today. This is microamp in the Lorraine 40T French Tier 9 medium tank, and he's playing in the new map Pilsen, town in the Czech Republic, which was released to coincide with the release of the Czechoslovakian tanks into World of Tanks. Now, microamp is a very good player. He has an overall WN8 rating of over 2,000 and a recent WN8 rating of nearly 3,000, and he does prefer playing his medium tanks, with his heavies coming in a close second and tank destroyers trailing in third place. His favourite by far medium tank is the Object 430 Mark II. He's played nearly 250 battles in that tank and has almost a 68% win rating. However, he's really struggled to get to grips with the Lorraine 40T, which is what he's driving for us today. He's played 244 games in this machine, but he only has a 48% win rating in it. So, gentlemen, start your engines. I have to admit, I haven't seen this map much, so watching this replay was quite an eye-opener for me. As you'll see, the way he exploits the various different areas of the map. To begin with, he's very, very adventurous. He heads off down the western flank of the map pretty much alone. And if there's one thing that French autoloaders are not good for, and they are good for a lot of things, but holding a position is definitely not their forte. You've got a limited number of shots, and then you're defenseless. So this is kind of brave of him, as he heads down through the western end of the map. Finds himself a little spot of rubble here that he can use to hide behind and poke out, and he's reloaded just as he gets here. So, got to be something down here, and there it is, an Object 416, and he bounces the Object 416's shot. And I always feel kind of vaguely cheated whenever I hit a French tank and it bounces, but he's now been spotted. First one on the team spotted, Object 212 on the enemy team, there it is. Yep, luckily he missed, and now the targets start piling up. Rheinmetall Borsig takes a shot at him, gives his position away but misses. He hits the IS-3, who misses, hits the IS-3 again, tracks him. IS-6 pops up, first shot bounces off his upper glacis, hits him with the second shot, and now he's empty, but he did take a hit from the IS-6. Worse than that, however, not paying attention to the map, Super Pershing coming up behind him, first shot damages his ammo rack, that's really bad news. Tries to get out of there, there's nothing he can do, he has to run away. Takes another hit from the Super Pershing, and he's probably not feeling too clever about that, although it's difficult to be too critical because he certainly wasn't the only one who wasn't paying attention to the Super Pershing coming up behind him. I had no idea he was there until he fired either. I wasn't paying attention to the map, and the Carnarvon that turned up to back him up also not paying any attention whatsoever to the Super Pershing on his flank. So he's lost half of his health, but he's done a good amount of damage, but now he has to relocate, because they're all going to be sitting there waiting for this fat juicy French tank to poke its nose out again, and I have to admit this is a bit of a dick move. CDC saw him coming at the last moment, tried to reverse out of his way, and he just kind of bullied him to one side. And on the plus side, the CDC definitely doesn't hold any grudges, because he is going to be microamp's best friend towards the end of this match. They're going to work very, very well together. He's reloaded, he's on half health, his fuel tank's been damaged, so he needs to be careful he doesn't burn, and oh, hello, there's that Object 416 again, and there's one, and oh, he's blown his tracks off, and somebody else takes the kill. Fine, no problem. He still has 4 rounds of ammo left. There's the CDC. CDC does tend to stick very close to him throughout the course of this match. Now, I have to admit, I did not know, again, because I haven't seen this map too often, I didn't know you could actually drive through these doors. Oh, T-28 prototype, who backs off. Okay. Yes, he's backing off because he's seen the IS-3. He's backing off to give himself shots at the IS-3 and not have to worry about the Lorraine at the same time. And I was watching the replay at this point thinking, I wonder if he can drive through those doors. That answers that question. There's one. And there's 2. He's nailed the T-28 prototype. 2 shots remaining, and he's got a pair of Jagdtiger's flank on. One into the Tier 9, kills the Tier 8, kind of screws up the reverse there, and is incredibly lucky as the Tier 9 Jagdtiger with a 128mm gun gets a shot right into the flank of his tank, and his tracks eat the shot. And oh hello, is that artillery? Well, the artillery obviously knows he's here. First of all, he's pointing his gun at him, and secondly, he was just spotted by the Jag Tiger, so artillery's going to be sweating bullets right now. And he's almost reloaded. And he's got to go for the Object 212. But the artillery only really needs to get lucky once, and French tanks are notoriously bad at firing on the move. So microamp does get lucky. Now the artillery of course has to shift his hull in order to track him, and he misses his shot. Microamp nails him with the third. And oh, there's the Super Pershing again. This Super Pershing definitely had a real hard-on for microamp throughout this match. But have a look. Here comes Teammate of the Year in the AMX CDC. Microamp's got 3 shots. It's only going to take 1 to kill the Super Pershing. CDC comes out on the flank of the Super Pershing, and he's basically going to do a distraction run. There he goes. Does a drive-by. Doesn't hit the Super Pershing, but the damage is done because the Super Pershing is now turning around to chase the CDC, which makes it an easy kill for microamp. You're never going to catch a CDC, a Super Pershing. The Super Pershing's best option there would have been to reverse through those factory doors on the left. And keep his frontal armour pointed towards these 2 French tanks, but yeah, he didn't. He's dead. This has already been one of microamp's best games in the Lorraine, and it's going to get better. First of all, however, looking at the map, and artillery yelling for assistance, and it's not difficult to see why. There is an ST-1 Soviet Tier 9 heavy tank, there is an IS-3 Soviet Tier 8 heavy tank, and they're both, well, they're either threatening the cap or they're making a push on artillery's position. So, ST-1, very, very strong armour. Microamp goes for the reload, and this time he's loading the APCR. He carries enough premium APCR ammunition for 2 clips in this 6-shot auto-loading French medium. And he's going to get another stroke of luck as he rounds the corner here, because both the ST-1, who is a 1-shot kill and has the rear pointing towards him, and the IS-3 are there. It's the IS-3 with 1. IS-3 misses, fires, and did you hear that? There. The artillery seriously took a shot at an IS-3 on 8 health while there was a French autoloader unloading his gun at him. To be fair, there was nothing else at the time that the artillery could have taken a shot at, and Microamp's saying it there in chat, and he's absolutely right. It was a wasted shot because now there are targets that artillery could have been hitting. Don't forget, this is the Tier 9 French artillery. It's not the autoloader. So now he's going to be kicking himself. The CDC has spotted multiple targets that he could be shooting at, but instead he's got to sit through however long his reload is. Speaking of reloads, Microamp going for the reload again. Now that CDC, the teamwork is not yet finished. Just get a load of this. Have a look at the map. There's the KV-4. Although it's not the KV-4 that we're actually going to see first. Watch the T-44. He's about to pop into view. Look at this. Oh look, there's a French autoloader. I know, I'll stop sideways on in the middle of an open field, bounce my shot against him, give him the opportunity to hit me again, and here comes Teammate of the Year in the CDC, who fires at and tracks the T-44, which makes him just a... yeah. Cheers, mate. Oh, and he's going to do it again. Watch this. There's the T-54, CDC blows his tracks off, and Microamp, yep, thank you very much. Oh crap, KV-4, and he's reloading. The CDC's a 1-shot kill. Microamp, he's going to take, no, he doesn't take a hit. The KV-4 missed. Well, the CDC takes the opportunity to get the hell out of there while the KV-4's reloading. To be fair to the KV-4, he does appear to be completely stock. I think he's got the D25T 122mm gun, the stock gun on the KV-4 with the horrendous accuracy and loading and aiming time. And look at how the CDC is just trolling him. And once again, making him an easy kill for Microamp. 2 shots in. Bingo. There you go. 1 enemy tank left. 9 kills. Pools medal on the table. Just the T28 prototype to kill now. No idea where he is, of course. Was last spotted all. Oh, there he is. There he is. And it looks like he's probably got a shot at the artillery. CDC takes a shot, misses, and yes, he does in fact kill the artillery. Microamp switch back to his regular credit armor piercing ammunition for this. The CDC goes around the one side, counting on the fact that the T28 prototype is just fine to try to do a drive-by, and it does score some damage, but the T28 prototype reloads surprisingly quickly with that 120mm gun, and now, well, there's just no way Microamp can lose. Pools medal up for grabs. Here we go. Come on. His first shot blows his tracks off, and of course the T28 prototype's turret does not rotate all the way around, so there was no way he was ever going to lose that fight. And it's really, really nice to see that he does behave like a sportsman in chat there at the end of the match, congratulating the enemy team on a match well played. And it was a close match. Microamp was the sole survivor. And surprisingly, judging by the way he played there, that's actually Microamp's first ever Pools medal, as well as the Top Gun High Caliber, Ace Tanker and Mark of Mastery on his Lorraine 40T, something that's eluded him for a long, long time. He really has struggled to get to grips with the playstyle of this tank, but it looks like he's kind of getting the hang of it. And of course, big shout out to the AMX CDC teammate of the year, who also had a very, very good game. Terminator 989 there in the AMX CDC. Well played. Also managed to get over 1,000 base experience. It's worth pointing out, however, that because Microamp fired a clip and a half of premium APCR ammunition in that match, despite doing over 6,000 damage of his own and over 1,000 spotting damage, if he'd been running a standard account, he would have still lost money on that game. That's just how expensive premium ammunition is at this kind of level. As it is, he made a profit of 22,000 credits, which hardly seems like adequate reward for his efforts, but I'm sure he's not complaining. He did, after all, just get his first ever Pools medal, and he did it in a machine that he only has a base 48% win rating in, so I'm sure he's quite happy with the result, despite the amount of money that he didn't make in that match. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's World of Tanks video. There will, of course, be another bonus video uploaded today, part 3 of the meetings that I and various other EU community contributors had with various wargaming head honchos at their global headquarters in Cyprus. Up until now, part 1 and 2, we've been speaking to Marcus Schill and Florian Mental, and mostly discussing broad marketing strategy as far as World of Tanks is concerned. But in part 3 of the video, we finally meet Slava Lyushnya, whose name I'm almost certainly mispronouncing, and we're going to be talking more about the nuts and bolts of the game mechanics, and it is going to be a very, very interesting video. And we're finally going to find out why he had the word banana written on the whiteboard, which is probably the #1 question that's been popping up in the previous 2 videos. Anyway, that will come at some point later on today. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed today's World of Tanks video, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.